Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Commodities Update video. Today we will be looking at technical analysis on natural gas, UNG, oil, US dollar, gold, and silver. So we'll be looking at their support and resistance levels as well as the most likely scenario price we're heading into later this week. And if you let guys learn anything, feel free to like, share, and subscribe or support the channel. And let's get started. So we are looking at natural gas on the 1 hour time frame. And currently it's still trading pretty much within this falling rising wedge. So you can see after we broke out of the falling wedge, this one, we are now in this one, which is the rising wedge. And if you guys' chart looks different than mine, make sure to click adjusted so you guys can adjust the contract gaps so you don't get all these gaps. And yeah, so pretty much you can see resistance, 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 resistance. So we're currently just pretty much rejected from the resistance again. Doesn't mean it's game over for the bulls. As you guys can see, bulls have been bouncing off of this support. So that's why this is a rising wedge. Just keeps on kind of rising into like a triangle. And right now, currently, bulls are still holding okay, but we're kind of made a higher high without follow through. That's like a small red flag there. Making a higher high without follow through just means that we, get a nice move up, pull back, and then broke above the prior high here, just slightly, and then lack follow through just means that we came back right away below it. So that's essentially what happened now. And when that happens, there's a potential that we can shape up a head and shoulders, which is a bearish pattern, which could be something like this. We bounce and we come back up to this high again, and then we reject from this resistance of the rising wedge, and we form that head and shoulders look on the right shoulder side. And if we break the neckline, it means we break this low. That will confirm a downtrend on the hourly. And if that happens, then probably we'll probably come down somewhere around here to retest the bottom of the rising wedge. And there's some support around here. You guys can see, this was the previous top, this is the previous top, and you would likely access some kind of support over here as well. You can see multiple tops here, which acted as price support. So when we do come down to this level, there's going to be some levels of support. Ideally, if bulls want to continue strong, then that's a level that they will want to hold here. Also, we are looking for a weekly uptrend because on the weekly, we have 3 weeks of really nice bounce here, and which is 25% bounce, which is pretty significant. So when we do get a pullback, I wouldn't be surprised. We may be looking for a inverse head and shoulders now on the weekly. And so let's say we come back up a little bit more, or we just start pulling back here, or we hold this levels, and then we start pulling back a little bit next week, and we form a higher low. So meaning, let's say 2 weeks, we pull back a little bit, and start bouncing, right? Then we start bouncing around here, come back up. That means the weekly higher low is set. If we confirm daily uptrend, obviously when we bounce, but the weekly uptrend, the weekly higher low just means that this low pivot of this low is going to be higher than this low, and then we break above the prior high. That will give us a weekly uptrend. As now we have not had a weekly uptrend since God knows when. This is not even a weekly uptrend. It's just one weekly move. We don't really have a weekly uptrend since anywhere really. Maybe call this a weekly uptrend. Broke above prior high, lacking zero follow through, came back, but that's about it. And yeah, but I wouldn't say this is a weekly uptrend. Not very clear here. So yeah, so this is probably a good time to see if the bulls can actually hold the weekly trend. They had a lot of chance here. This was a really big bounce. Pull back quite a bit. Try for a weekly uptrend here. They had to break the prior high to get a weekly uptrend. They couldn't, so that was game over for them. And let's see this time if we could get a shallow pullback, right? Something like that, where we form an inverse head and shoulders, and then let's see if we can set that weekly uptrend. As of now, so far we're just trading in this rising wedge, and let's see where bulls take it. Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if we start getting a daily some kind of a daily pullback and trying to potentially get that weekly uptrend going. If we start pulling back and we form that weekly pivot where we started to pivot around, I might enter for another play. So I mean, I got in at this day, and then I got out on this pop. So pretty much got a decent 15% gain this 2 days. I got a little bit earlier. Obviously, hindsight 2020 is easy when you look at it, but I don't regret it. I missed out maybe on like another 4% gain, but I'll take 15% in 2 days any day. So essentially, if we get it, from that weekly higher low where I talked about earlier, and we start curving up, I'm likely going to get in for another play, that potential weekly uptrend be formed, where we make see if we give the bulls a shot to see if they can break the prior high once we get that going. So we will see about that. That would take up probably into 2 more weeks, at least 2-3 weeks from now, for that pivot being set, and then get that curl move going on the opposite side of the V shape. You want to be on the right side of the V, not when it's consolidating, right? Because when it consolidates, you don't know how low of the retracement is going to be, right? You could be, if it comes out here, you could be getting in, and then next thing you know, it still keeps on going down. Versus, when it comes down and it starts showing some signs of reversal, and you could potentially get in and set a stop loss below the prior low. And versus trying to blindly nail the bottom, you don't have to nail the bottom. I want to be on the right side of the V, and yeah, I may get something like that for a play. But well, I'll see what happens. I'll keep watching, see how that weekly level shapes up. And if you guys want your stock to get looked at, technical analyze, and do videos, obviously I'll be go more in depth in this. Make sure to check out the Patreon link. You can purchase over there or get one-on-one mentorships as well to check out your sticking points or anything you guys want to work on, mental aspects of your game. If you guys want courses, all that kind of stuff, and it will be on Patreon. If you guys want to just intro to see what's potentially you need, just book that 15-minute free call. All right, let's take a look at UNG. UNG is currently similar idea, natural gas. Obviously, it follows natural gas, and it's looking good. I want to look for potentially a weekly higher low as well, because this move is very significant. And you can see we have it daily uptrend confirmed here as well, and it's just continuing. Ever since we confirmed the daily uptrend, it's just been ripping. Move up, you can see this low is higher than the prior low, right? That's a daily higher low, meaning the low is higher than the prior low. And then we broke above the higher high, above the prior high, so that's daily uptrend confirmed. And ever since it confirmed, we've just been ripping. Confirm another one here. And so next step for me is, can the bulls confirm that weekly uptrend for us, right? Big weekly bounce, and let's see if the bulls can take it. Yeah, I don't think it confirmed a weekly uptrend ever either here. It did slightly here. Broke above, zero follow through. So that was the zero follow through on the net gas part 2. I think on the same area where it came up, broke above the prior high, zero follow through, and then we just rolled over. Yeah, but this bounce is pretty promising, as we are at a historical low for natural gas. And let's see if it forms a longer term bottom. So if it really wants to form a longer term bottom, it needs to form that weekly uptrend and then potentially bring more upside. Otherwise, it may give a lot of it back if it does not do that. So we'll see how it ends up shaping up in the next 2-3 weeks. All right, let's take a look at oil. Oil here is currently still in a daily downtrend. As long as it's continuing a daily downtrend, it's going to keep on going. I talked about this daily 12 EMA as resistance. See the teal line on the way up is acting as support. On the way down is now acting as resistance. And from a daily downtrend right here, it's continuing still its daily downtrend. So if we break this prior low on the Wednesday's low, last week low, downtrend continues and will likely test this maroon looking support. This is the prior distance, and this was the support which we broke out from this pattern. See, when we broke out here, it was a nice move, but now when we come back to it, we're likely going to back test it if we break Wednesday's low. And we probably get a little bounce here or something like that, and then if we we get another weak bounce, we might crack through it here, come back into the pattern. Yeah, as of now, still weak. And let's take a look at dollar. So dollar today, surprisingly, we had a strong PPI data, but Jerome was pretty dovish on his whatever his speech he was doing with this interview. And where was that? Let's see. I think it was here in the morning. We got the data here. Yep, spiked. Right, we got hot PPI. The yields tanked, market tanked. Dollar came up, and then it just said, "Just kidding." Everything reversed. I'm surprised that the 20-year yield went up and the 10-year went down. And so the dollar, which usually does not happen when we get a hotter read on PPI or CPI. Market tends to price out less rate cuts. So when less rate cuts happens, TLT, which is a 20-year, would drop, and the 10-year would go up, and which market did the complete opposite today. So we'll see. If tomorrow, if CPI comes in, who knows, aligned or hot, and the same thing happens, then something is going on, behind the market that we don't know. But that's the first narrative shift that I see, the correlation for the first time like that. But yeah, we have CPI tomorrow, which is also going to dictate where the dollar is going to go. We'll see about that. But Jerome has been very dovish for such a hot CPI, in my opinion. And let's take a look at the technicals. And I was talking about this technical where weekly equilibrium is still forming. When I was talking about here, saying this could be the top, and that weekly equilibrium take a few weeks to form. We move up. Move is within the prior move. Move is within the prior move. Now is forming that weekly equilibrium, tightening move. So it would be something like this if we continue to tighten up. And you can see a week, so it'll take a while. And when we get this daily down, when we break this low, which Friday's low, get this daily downtrend going, that will give us more probability of this being the weekly top being set. So I think if that sets up, then I would say market might, break all-time highs, and potentially maybe we'll see what the bonds do first. But give us some clues there. But as of now, because market likes it when the dollar is a little bit weaker. I'm not saying that market likes it when it tanks or something, but it likes it when it's slightly weaker than instead of it going up like that. So we'll see where it gives us tomorrow. And gold definitely likes when the dollar is weak, and we can see that today. Dollar weak, dollar strong, metals. Same thing, tightening range for me. Go down, go up, potentially tightening range. We'll see, ends up tightening here, where it breaks out of from. Doesn't have to, trade till the end of the pattern or anything, but it's getting pretty close to it. So we'll see breaking out pretty soon, probably tomorrow. Tomorrow, let's say we get CPI print, dollar tanks, boom, we break out of here, bull, right? Or the opposite happens, dollar pops, out of here, bear. Right? Pretty close to the end of the pattern already. Right? Take a look at silver. Silver, exactly the same idea. Tightening range. Go up, big move down, big move up, and let's see which way is going to break. So weak dollar, strong silver. Silver just a little bit more volatile than gold. And daily uptrend intact, continuing, and let's see if we'll break out of it tomorrow. All right, that's all got for you guys. If you guys got any questions, feel free to comment below, and feel free to support the channel on the YouTube join button or the Patreon link, and greatly appreciated. And I will see you guys, where you guys can join the free Discord link as well, free chat room. Come talk about stocks, hang out. I'll see you guys on Thursday or Saturday for more updates.